Remove the bumper. Remove the rivets. Press down on the center of the rivet to unlock it. Next, pry up on the base of the fastener to remove it. Remove the panel by prying it off.
Turn the wheel to give yourself better access to the lining.
So before we go into the wheel well and remove some of the fasteners, I'm actually going to remove the trim here. Now, I would kind of start at the bottom. I got a little plastic panel puller here. Pop that out, and then you will have to pull pretty firm and controlled here to get this off. And we basically just want to get the trim off up to the point where the bumper connects. So right there is good, and we'll just kind of leave that.
Remove the Torx bolts by turning them counterclockwise.
Now that we have the bolts out, what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of look where the bumper connects, and we're going to pull back the liner. Now, where the bumper connects, we have two bolts, and the bolts are actually kind of facing downward. So the top, the head of the bolt is kind of on the top. Now, there's one right here. I actually took these out with a combination wrench. I took this one here out with a combination wrench. So if you can get a drill in there, that's fine, but it's a little tight. So we took that bolt out. Now, there's another bolt that's kind of further back here. It was very, very difficult to get to, even with a combination wrench, because you don't have much room to turn it. I figured out kind of a interesting way to actually access this bolt that's kind of way in the back here. And we'll show you that right now. So now we're going to go for the bolt that's like right here. And the only way I was able to access this was, first off, I got myself a little snake bit here that can bend. Now, I actually physically, what I did was I put it down here, kind of back, right in between the frame and the headlight housing here, like this. But then I had to come through the wheel well and actually stick the bit on. So I had to come into here and actually stick the bit on. Then what I did was I actually was able to come through the wheel well here, and I was actually able to get this kind of up onto that bolt. So once we kind of have it onto that bolt, you may need to kind of hold it with your one hand. Then I put the drill on up here and slowly took it off. Now, if you have a person to help you with this, it may help. You can have one person kind of doing the drill, another person doing the bit, because you do kind of have to like hold it on there with your hand down here in the wheel well. But that's my suggestion on this. If you have a tool that you can just get it by going up through the wheel well, by all means, just use that if it's easy enough. But I really struggled with this, and this was the only tool I had that was able to get in there and actually turn the bolt the way it needed to turn in order to come out. You will want to do that same operation for that bolt on the opposite side of the vehicle when you get into the wheel well there.
Turn the wheel to give yourself better access to the lining.
Remove the trim. Remove the Torx bolts by turning them counterclockwise.
So now we'll pull back the liner here. We're going to look kind of where the bumper connects, and we have those two bolts just similar to the other side. Again, the one that's right here, we can basically just get this one off with like a combination wrench, but we will need to do the procedure like we did on the other side for the one in the back, where we kind of go through the top with that snake bit. Now the next step we're going to do to the last fasteners holding this bumper on, they kind of start here and go all the way along the front. They're a bunch of silver bolts.
Remove the Torx bolts by turning them counterclockwise. When performing any procedure under the car, we can't stress enough the importance of wearing safety glasses. You never know when a chunk of rust, oil, coolant, battery acid, or some other terrible foreign body is going to fall in your eye. Just put them on and don't even think about it.
So before we attempt to take the bumper off, we're going to come and just kind of disengage the side part. Now, when we take this off, we actually kind of want to pull this down. You don't want to pull straight out. So we'll just kind of get in here, and you want to kind of pull down like that. You can kind of see those tabs. And now we can see that's loose, and we can go do the same thing on the opposite side, and that should give us what we need here to get this bumper off. Before we attempt to take this bumper off, I did kind of lay down this rug down here. I would recommend doing that because now you can take it off and set it on that rug. You don't have to worry about scratching anything. So once we're ready here, we got all the fasteners off and everything. We got the sides disconnected now. One thing you want to be aware of is right down here on both sides, kind of in between kind of the radiator and the headlight housing, there's a little tab. And the tab may have already become disconnected when we were kind of doing this stuff, but if it isn't, you're going to need to get like a flathead or some kind of screwdriver or something, kind of push down on that tab as you're pulling back here, and it'll kind of disengage. The one on this side kind of already disengaged. You can tell, you can see this kind of already fell forward for us. So it should be pretty loose, but just be aware of those tabs. And now you may, I found like kind of on the corners here, you might have to kind of push down a little bit here to kind of get that part to kind of pop off. So we do have fog lights. I'm going to come over to this side first. There's connectors on both sides here. So I'll disconnect this one.
Push the tab and pull the connector to remove it. Push the tab and pull the connector to remove it.
One thing to keep in mind here, even if we disconnect these fog lights, which I do recommend, there's still a washer fluid hose because this thing has some washers that wash the windshield. So there is like a washer hose that kind of comes down and is connected over to the washer here. So if you wanted to remove the bumper completely, you're going to have to try to find a way to disconnect that. I wouldn't recommend it if you don't have to because you're probably going to spill a lot of washer fluid. So what I would recommend at this point is basically just kind of leaving the bumper like that, and that'll give you access to either side for removing the headlight housing. So now before we put the bumper back up, again, it is going to be connected by that hose still over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come and reconnect the connectors that we disconnected. So there's that one on the passenger side. You got the one over here on the driver's side.
Push the connector straight in to connect the new bulb.
Now that we have those connected, what I'm going to point out here is these little openings, those are where those little tabs I was talking about kind of go. There's one on each side here. So when you bring this up, first off, be careful of the washer. We got these little washer spouts that kind of wash the headlights. So just be careful of those because they can kind of get caught up. But once you have those tabs kind of lined up, we can kind of just push this back into position here. Okay. You might want to just check underneath, just kind of make sure that that's going on right. You can kind of push, if you push kind of on the outside edges here on the bottom, it does kind of click in a little bit, so that does kind of help you. But basically, once we kind of have everything all lined up here, now that we've kind of clicked in everything we need, we can just go to the sides and push those up now into position and then start putting bolts back in. You may have to kind of push down on this a little bit, but essentially all we're doing here is just kind of lining up the tabs that go in there and just kind of getting that up into place. Don't worry if it's a little bit, there's such of a gap here. When you put those bolts in, that'll kind of cinch that up for you. Now we're just going to go do the same thing on the opposite side, and then we can start putting these bolts and fasteners back in. So now we're going to go ahead and put the bolts back in that secure the bumper here. Now we'll put the one in that's kind of closest here first. Okay. And then once we have that one in, you're going to need to put that one that's further back in however you ended up taking it out. If you went through the top like we suggested, just put it back in the same way. If you took it out another way, you should be able to put it back in, but essentially just put both those bolts back in, and then we'll be good to go here.
Replace the Torx bolts by turning them clockwise.
Okay, after we got everything patched up in the wheel well, we're just going to bring the trim back in. Essentially, we're just lining up these tabs and just kind of pushing them back in. So get it lined up, just kind of give it a little tap.
Turn the wheel to give yourself better access to the lining.
Replace the Torx bolts by turning them clockwise.
And then we'll replace the one in the back. Again, we're going to go through the top here.
Replace the Torx bolts by turning them clockwise. Align the trim and secure it to the vehicle. Replace the Torx bolts by turning them clockwise.
It's a good idea to hand tighten the bolts before securing them to the vehicle.
Align the panel with the body before securing it to the vehicle. It's important to make sure it's set properly, otherwise it won't attach correctly. Replace the rivets. Pull out the center of the rivet first. Then, insert the base of the rivet into position. Finally, push down on the center of the rivet to lock it in place.